Aha, it worked this time. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Lost Cub, set in a fucking hospital. Where in this ever so nice, ever so tidy hospital room, there are pamphlets on the floor, and there's a naked lady.
As Jane, inverted commas, starts getting herself dressed again, one thing she is going to look at is she's kind of like the reassurance hitting her. Still slight unease as it's kind of the general sense of paranoia of, oh God, what the fuck just happened? Am I really going crazy? Did anyone just see that? What the shit? She'll actually look up and Katie,
Hmm?
how much time has passed?
Um, God. There was a lot of conversation, but most of it was just conversation. So I'd say like maybe a half hour max. Because there was a lot of talking and a lot of, well, no, there was a lot of time spent like walking around the hospital, but still probably like under an hour. But time has passed. A time that seems roughly reasonable compared to how long it felt like you were in there. Maybe a little shorter because it probably felt like eons, but.
She kind of looks at the clock, kind of midway through pulling up her trousers or pulling up the jeans. Got the eyebrow raises, looks around the room again, just carries on getting dressed pretty hurriedly. Because that would be fucking weird, wouldn't it? Someone walks in, hey, naked.
It would. It'd be pretty weird. I mean, it's a hospital, so I mean, at least you haven't like smeared poop on the wall. There's worse things out there than you being naked.
No, but still questions that do not need answers.
Absolutely.
And if of course uninterrupted, she will get dressed, put everything back on, tie her hair back and everything, sort that out.
You know what? Just for oh no, no, I guess that would have been handled. Never mind. I will not. I will not mess with her in this one instance.
Well, well then.
Yes.
She will kind of just get all of her things together. Not panic, but quickly, kind of stuffing them in. Question: do I have a bag?
Um.
Did I ever have a bag?
Yeah, we'll say you have like a like generic ass kind of backpacky situation.
So like a satchel kind of bag thing?
Yeah.
Sure, was sweet. Of course, having this bag that had all of her things in it before. This is her bag. Of course it is. It had my things in it. Well, at least the things that were brought with me to the hospital. And whatever happened. Just I kind of take one of the pamphlets, and just because I don't remember, was she ever told the street in which she was found?
I believe she was, yes.
Sweet. Good. Can you say that I would remember that, or would you like me to roll for it?
No, amnesia will only apply to what happened prior to game.
Totally, but yeah, just general memories is intelligence rolls. But if
It's.
you're gonna give it to me, I'll
I
take
will
that.
absolutely give it to you because it's something she paid keen attention to.
Sweet. So grabbing one of the probably the nicest looking, like, for lack of a better term, care home, inverted commas, pamphlet,
Youth
stuffing that.
shelter.
Yeah, sure, that's the word. Shelter. Stuffing that in a bag, and she'll just start going.
Just go walk out.
Yep, start walking out.
You follow a number of nice little signs that are here and there around the hospital, down the halls and whatnot. And let's see. Honestly, you walk with purpose. I don't think anyone's going to stop you.
That's like doesn't even stop at reception to like check out or anything because they're straight out the doors.
Yeah. You leave. Da-na-na. the hospital.
And she'll start walking eventually, passively, and shit. On bus routes, do they have like a map of such?
The ones around here, not usually. It's usually just a little stop. Like there's a little sign in the city. There
Hmm.
might be like a seat,
Yeah,
but most
totally.
people just look them up. So I don't think they actually have them listed like
Oh,
right there.
wait, that's right. I'm not retarded. I actually know how to use computers and stuff.
You do.
I Look, I'm so used to not doing that game. So used. I play too many things that aren't computer NOS and fucking, you know, you get the idea. So she will pull out her smartphone. It is very smart.
It's super smart.
You go onto the Googles. You know what? Fuck it. Is Google Maps still is that's a thing, right?
Yeah, it's like an app and everything.
Totally.
There's a
That's
Maps
good.
app.
Maps app, directions to the address and where they found her.
To that particular street.
That exact street.
Yep. You are able to just put in that street, which is enough for it to like pick a random spot on that street. And you are able to hit the little walk and hit the little directions. And yeah, you got a little dotted line.
How far away is it?
Oh, we'll say walking it's like probably only even like 10 minutes, maybe 15 if you're going slower, traffic was a bitch.
All right. With not with the surprise of like hitting her, like the eyebrows raised. She kind of looks around. How busy is the street?
You are right around where VCU is. You are right around the college. So on the upside, it's kind of a nicer area. On the downside, there are so many people walking around. And I mean, on the bright side, as you watch, they just take their life into their hands and walk wherever they fucking want and whenever they fucking want. And while there is a good bit of traffic, the college students seem to be immune to vehicular manslaughter somehow.
I feel like there's some repressed salt here. I can sense something.
You can practically hear the thought line as they just boldly stride in front of vehicles, thinking as loudly as you can hear, "Pay for my college. Do it."
And as she kind of looks around the crowd, bustling as it is, she'll just kind of pull her phone into it and look at those few cautionary checking over her shoulder at the time and time again. But she will, seeing it's only a 15-minute walk, not the doom of probably an hour and a half she was expecting. She starts walking with purpose. Again, just straight there. It's like, I am going here. I need to know.
Yeah, for what it's worth, especially in this area, the crowds, I mean, they don't give a fuck about you. You don't especially give a fuck about them. It works out. Like, people are going to classes. People are walking back and forth to who knows where. People are on their lunch breaks. Once you get this far into town and people have found a place to park their car, they just walk everywhere. So, yeah, that parking, though. So, yeah, you strike off boldly. And, considering the general foot traffic in the area, even if there are times where you might have doubted crossing a street, someone else will just fucking step right off the sidewalk and go to walk. They'll give you an excuse, someone to get hit first if shit goes awry.
She takes every opportunity. Everyone. Rebel. Fuck it. Okay.
Yep, sorry. I was typing and I can't type and talk at the same time because I am deficient like that.
I thought you DC'd. I was like, fuck no.
No, I'm here, I swear. Yeah, you boldly go where you have apparently been before. And yeah, sure enough, you walk, you find the appropriate street. They did list, an alley along, wherever. So yeah, you're walking along, you're kind of glancing, Even these barely an alley sometimes are named because they're it looks like an alley, but it actually cuts across, part of a block or something, and it's like this wobbledy cobblestone bullshit. It's pretty compelling. So you walk along, and you finally find the appropriate point between two buildings where, like, yeah, you could fit a car in there if you really wanted to. Most people with any sense wouldn't, but most people with any sense wouldn't be living in the city. So there you have it. You have an alley. You've got a a business on one side. You've got what's probably the back part of maybe some warehousey type situation that's been refurbished into fashionable. What's the word? Uh, God, I can't remember it now. But the apartments that are so fucking just
Minimalist.
not even minimalist. There's oh no, the word's gone. It starts with a U. It's not urban, but it's gone now. It's gone forever. But basically refitted so that, yeah, this was an old warehouse at one point, but now it's fashionably old looking apartments. Those fucking joists and rafters that you can still see, that's fine. They meant it to be that way. It's fucking beautiful. But it is still a huge fucking building, and like, if there's any judge, there's probably, I don't know, like staff entrance in the back or whatever. But yeah, that's what you're walking between, and it's just this kind of cobble paved alley. Sadly, you go and you take a glance down, and there's not even the faintest sense of deja vu.
She just kind of looks around. She's kind of like spinning on the spot, but she puts her phone away. Kind of just looking for something. Like, so what's on this street? What's across the street? Immediately.
Well, let's see. We've got a couple little businesses, and a lot of Richmond is a really old city that's trying to look like it's newer. Things have just been refurbished over and over. So like the buildings are old, but they're very well kept. And most of what you're seeing is like, well, you're right on that fine line. So if you look down the street one way, it starts becoming like probably insanely high rent apartments. And if you look down the other side, it's the start of some businesses. There's, a little corner store down the street. There's a couple, interspersed restaurants. There's things like a home decor place. There's an art store of all things.
Sweet. Perfect. Do I have any money on me?
That is a good question. Would you like to check your satchel?
Yes.
You do in fact find not situated nicely in a wallet or anything. You find a little like kind of folded wad of cash.
Well, that just might happen to be about equal to one resources dot of cash.
Something about like that. If you were to liquidate a dot of resources,
something like that. Okay.
well, something like that, and there is in fact a secondary little like crumpled wad in there as well.
Making character sheet jokes.
Yes.
She'll kind of look at the wad, kind of like look at it like, oh god, that's a lot of cash.
It's a surprising amount of cash for anyone to carry on them. What kind of crazy person would carry this much cash?
What kind of crazy person am I? Or was I? Just kind of that dread seeps in as you just stare it into a bag like it stood in the middle of the sidewalk. Just... She'll reach in. It's still kind of like with hands in the bag, like split it down to like, I don't know, kind of take a $20 out of it.
Yeah.
And she will kind of close it back up and just again, but that was the more kind of paranoia of, oh god, I've got a lot of money on me. Kind of like walking with the bag in front of her rather than like kind of lazily at her side. though she has eyes on it. Clips it shut. She'll make her way over to that like convenience store on the corner.
Yeah. You walk on down. It's no big deal. There are people puttering in and out.
She'll go in and she'll just kind of like, I'm here to buy things. La 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 la. She'll go around because, well, fuck it. She's hungry. Uh, some, some form of branded drink that may or may not be in a red can. Other form of cola drinks are available. Along with some form of sandwich, if they sell them.
Yep. You're good.
Sweet.
They got like the one cooler jammed full of like little separately wrapped sandwiches.
She'll get them because the hunger never is sated. But then she'll walk over to like the newsagents a little bit, like where there's a paper or something. She'll just pick one up and just idly skim through it, looking for anything over the last something like investigations or anything like that that might crop up, and something more recent.
Oh, there's enough people that the clerk is not going to hassle you. But yeah, you skim through, and there's so much bullshit. It's the news. What do you want? Are you specifically looking for something that would relate to you?
Something that would relate to this street. Just anything, just a picture, just the street in general, just like, the skimming, just to say like, oh, there's something here, I will buy it.
If you've picked up,
I can make a roll.
Yes, please do that.
What roll would you like me to make?
One with dice. I'll have you roll investigation. Kind of poke through, skimming for that word.
With what investigation?
Perception, I suppose, since you're trying to eyeball it. Trying to pick it out with your eyeballs.
My eyeballs.
Specifically your eyeballs.
1. Defeat.
Ooh, well, I suppose in that case, yeah, we'll say the Richmond Times-Dispatch has like you're like skimming and you're realizing that the big articles are all like way bigger shit. So you putter around towards like, oh, there's crime and obituaries and other things in very small columns, and you catch the street name there.
That's it. As soon as she catches the street name, just a quick like read the first line, whatever the fuck it says. If it relates, folds up the paper, tucks it under, and she'll just start walking towards the till or American equivalent.
Yeah, the till, the register, whatever have you. Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah,
fucking Americans
with our words. Yeah, you pop into like there's a always like there's a perpetual 2 to 3 people in line, so you just pop into the back. Thankfully, this cashier is here way too much and pretty efficiently is able to move it right along, which is probably how she's keeping the line so short. And yeah, sure enough, you get up to the front, plop down the paper. I assume you plop down the soda and the sandwich.
Yep.
And yeah, it is a quick and easy exchange. You get change.
Question. Is there anybody in line behind me?
There are.
Shit.
Aha.
Yep. Well, she's not going to stick around then. She'll just take her change and be like, yes, I am leaving now. Goodbye. Leave.
Yeah, you put her back out with a sandwich.
I'm not awkward. You're awkward.
And a cola and an awkward look on your face.
She will literally just walk out, tuck the stuff into a bag, cross the road, go back to that alleyway, sit down in the alleyway, sit down in the mouth of it, reading the paper, more in detail this time of what the article she managed to pick up while eating the sandwich and drinking.
Yep, you plop back down, flip open the paper, take a second to kind of flick through, find the right page. And yeah, it's just, there's, of course, crime is, after all, sensational, so into the paper it goes. So there is mention of, not only of, it's not just you. There's a Jane Doe being found face down in an alley. There's also mention of four men mysteriously murdered. Murdered. And same road, but the alley doesn't, like, basically the alley has a name and that's where you picked up the one. But you will see that offshoot of the same road that you're sitting on, that the alley, junctions with, is mention of four men found murdered gruesomely. Maybe they used an axe. It was horrible.
And is that all it says? Just again, what happened? No.
It's basically a lot of speculation because it's a fucking newspaper. So it's mention of these four men who will be unnamed until their families have been contacted, were found dead, basically gruesomely mutilated. Make sure you stay safe, blah blah blah. That one will actually be a larger article, which is probably why you spotted, even though it wasn't the one you picked up initially. And there's the different road name. But yeah, a larger article about what is this city coming to when this can happen and nobody saw anything. And, if you witnessed anything, please come forward, call this number to reach the police department or to reach, the desk of the detective working this case. But yeah, if you go so far, I will dare to pose, if you were to go so far as to Google it up, it really isn't that far. It's like just down the street from where this alley is.
Well, she'll do exactly that because it's literally the only thing she's got to go on.
Da-na-na.
Other than calling the detective, which she half does kind of shoot through her mind. But no. Yeah, she'll make her way down the street,
Yep.
trying to find out this other, like, alleyway, is it? Or connecting road?
Yeah, it's basically, the first one was a very small connecting road. What you're going to is more of an alley. It's not so much that there is a name as it is the alley between, alongside this particular apartment building, and they are, of course, heavily scandalized. Incredibly scandalized, in fact, that such crime could take place. There's, of course, a statement from the building owner. But yeah, you putter along further up the street into the apartments and whatnot. And yeah, sooner or later you'll find it, and if nothing else, I won't make you roll for it because there's still caution tape.
She it's just kind of like walks around the building, sees the caution tape, like, ooh, damn. And is there like still people cordoning it off, or is it just caution tape?
No, that's just caution tape at this point. They've pretty much, I mean, this was a big enough thing that they came through and got what they were going to get and got out. But they did leave the caution tape up. There are, of course, there's like a sign, little thingy set up, like, oh my God, you don't want to be here. But there's no one actually there to turn people away.
Wonderful. So, with that in mind, she will just walk right underneath that caution tape.
You do. You scandalously, you criminal, you duck under the caution tape. It's not much of a process. You just kind of duck a little. It's not a big deal, really. And beyond, it's an alley. It's kind of grimy, like alleys are. You've got, brick wall on each side. It culminates in a couple of dumpsters. You can roll, if you like, some alertness.
That was the idea. She, after crossing the impassable barrier of the caution tape, this thin piece of plastic tape that obviously nobody can get through with ease. She's gonna just have a look around.
Not people with any respect for the law.
Yeah. Fuck the law. Fuck the police. But she will, look around, and I will roll perception.
Alertness.
Alertness. There we go. I think my alertness is pretty good. It is 2.
2. So you put her back there. You criminal. And you'll realize that it's not the entire alley per se. There is actually, especially with the dumpsters back there, there's 1 or 2 back doors like leading into the sides of the building on either side that are beyond a second line of caution tape. And all in all, like, those dumpsters are spick and span and pressed against the wall. And the obnoxious thing is, it looks fairly clean. It looks like, the caution tape at this point might be something of a deterrent, just to keep people from coming and fucking around here, more so than to guard anything precious that is still being held. You're not seeing like gruesome blood splatter. You're not seeing dramatic signs of horrible mangling. But if you would like to roll an investigation,
of course I would. I assume perception.
Yes.
1 at 6.
That is still 1.
6 counts then.
Yes. I'm not gonna crank it unreasonably. You're a little babby. 1 is enough to find a little something. You glance around, like, especially realizing that this place is like pretty fucking clean. You're looking around going like, it can't be that easy. It can't just all be gone. I mean, you obviously want answers, and how the fuck are you going to get them in a clean alley? And as you're poking around and looking around, you're realizing that it looks pretty much like someone sprayed the place down, like they're doing cleanup. There are, however, still some stains in the mortar that you'll find. Probably won't find anything solid like bits of hair or like chunks of people. That does absolutely have to be policed. But you investigate, and yeah, you're finding stains here or there. You'll even at some point find, like, because I find them very amusing, you'll find like a little bit of chalk still left from dramatic body outlines that they probably don't actually do, but I think are hilarious, so are happening.
Look, it's a movie trope. It's happening.
It's happening now. But yeah, you find bits and signs, just nothing enough to confirm that you are in the place you're looking for, absolutely. But nothing that gives you any hints, nothing that stirs or tickles a memory. Even like the smell, it's actually pretty clean back here. The dumpsters are taken regularly and are kept clean. The place has been sprayed out. It's infuriatingly just clean. There's nothing getting jogged.
And she'll look around, seeing the chalk, seeing the bits of blood kind of in between the bricks and such. Just looking at it like, well, I can't do anything with that. It's fucking blood. Doesn't mean shit. Doesn't help anything. But did you say the doors have tape over them as well?
No, basically, it's only a portion of the alley that's been cordoned. So there's like the tape at the mouth, like just inside the mouth of the alley, and then there's tape again further beyond. Basically, in such a way as that, like, if they come out the back doors, they're not going to be in the crime scene. People can still come out and put things in the dumpster.
With you, sweet. She's actually going to make the effort, even if, just looking around, going right behind the dumpsters just to check. Like, just the extra effort of looking underneath them, even moving them forward just to look behind them.
They are on wheels, but they are incredibly heavy. You want to give me I guess it would be strength athletics. Or probably just strength, honestly.
Ready for this strength?
I'm so ready.
Ugh.
You got a 10. it's not easy with 110, but with 110 and some very rugged determination, you will eventually start like pushing and shoving, like get it out enough that you can get between it and the wall and like prop a foot on it type thing. Like it's not graceful, but you could do it. So after much heaving and much shoving and at least a little bit of sweating, you'll finally get one of those big bastards kind of pushed out, give you some clearance, and then do some more investigation.
One sec. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just give me like 3-4 minutes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sweet. I can say. I'm back.
Did you die?
Shit, my headset's off. Give me a sec. Why can't this day just go smoothly?
That would be easy.
Well, yes. I am back. I am so sorry.
That is okay.
What was I doing? Investigation role?
You were doing an investigation roll, yes.
Deception investigation?
Yes.
1-8.
That is 1. Yeah, you're kind of glancing around and you see a little something. And wouldn't you know, I assume you're going to further investigate it.
Oh, what is a little something?
There's a little something. There's a little like kind of whitish, little kind of. I mean, there's something on the ground like just under the rim of the other dumpster.
Yep. Straight away. As she sees it, still holding the dumpster, kind of like a little bit open, so it rocks on the wheels. She'll just kind of, as she catches a glimpse in her eye, she'll just shunt in, just kind of move past and try and squeeze down to it.
Oh yeah, you've shoved one out of the way, and this is just up under the rim of the other, so you just gotta plop down. Are you just grabbing it?
I just gotta look at it first.
I mean, that does look suspiciously like a tooth.
But I mean, it is something, but she will take it. Yeah, look at it like, ew.
1 moderately bloodied tooth is now added to your inventory. Only moderately bloodied. Ever so slightly bloodied tooth.
Actually, do I have this? I feel like it probably would. No, she doesn't. All right, this will be interesting. By looking at it, what kind of tooth is it?
Looks like an incisor.
Ah, is it big?
I mean, it's like adult sized.
Oh god, I had to clarify that. Okay, sweet. Looks like it's a kind of tooth. Looks around. Thinks to herself. Of course, the cops missed this. They never really clean it. Fucking shitheads. But she will just drop that into a pocket in her bag. Because that's weird. It's still weird.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. That is a perfectly good serviceable tooth. That is.
But
that totally goes in your purse, right?
It may be a perfectly good serviceable tooth, but it's not in use right now, and that's what's weird about it.
That may or may not be a thing. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, okay, it's pretty weird.
But she will then, after successfully, foiling the Tooth Fairy's plans, after she's seen there's nothing else here, she starts walking out of the alley, crossing the impassable barrier once again.
You're gonna shove the dumpster back in place?
Yeah, she is.
And yeah, again, I'm not gonna make you roll twice. It's a big old biggity bitch, but again, with some heaving, a lot of leaning and prayer, you find Jesus in this moment trying to move this big, nearly full dumpster. But yeah, you get it shoved until it kind of dumps against the wall.
But it's dump more of a kung against the wall.
More like that, yes.
Yep, she'll begin to make her way out.
You pass both of the impassable barriers, and yeah, walk out of the mouth of an alley.
And what is the nearest payphone?
God, are payphones a thing anymore?
Like, I saw a lot of them. So, is there a payphone somewhere?
Let's see how close the nearest payphone is. Let's play a game, high or low.
High roller, baby.
There is no shit a payphone. I mean, it's across the street and like up the way a little bit, but there's a payphone.
That is almost perfect for my needs. Funny that, isn't it? And she'll walk
How
over,
fortuitous.
like across the street, walk over, take some of the change that I took beforehand, and pull out the newspaper, go towards the number. Uh, if it says a detective number, right? For his desk or their desk, even.
It's basically to get into contact. It's probably like logically like a secretary or a
Probably,
answering
but
machine, but
if
yeah,
it
it's
if
it's
it is
definitely a direct link.
more direct than police, you
Yes,
know, uh,
absolutely.
she will fucking no shit try and call that number.
You throw some change in that bitch. You
Put some
poke
change
in
in
the
that
number.
bitch.
You do, and you poke
Poke
in
it
a
real good.
number. Poke it real good. And you get a couple you get like the cursory one ring, and then immediately like the click noise of it being picked up, and then a playback. Then it's like, you have reached the desk of Detective Johnson. His name's Johnson, because that's how we're rolling today. Detective Johnson, if you have information, if you have witnessed a crime, you know, please leave your name, number, and the details of the situation. If you are actively witnessing a crime, please hang up and dial 911. Like,
It's kind of like looks at the phone, but it says that like really, like eyebrow raised.
actually, you know what, to be honest, with my personal experience, it actually leads with the, if there is a crime actively taking place, please hang up and dial 911 for emergency services. And then goes on a longer spiel about like what details to leave if you want to leave information on a crime, have knowledge about a crime, etc., etc.
So it's an answering machine.
It is.
Just like
It's a very nice robot lady.
takes a rage. No, but
That'd be pretty intense.
because there's a bit in size. Uh but as it kind of clicks at the start. Uh Hi, my name is Jane. I happened to find something pretty close to the crime scene. I not that you don't have. Look how it looks back though through the glass box. Biological evidence, but there's a tooth. That's all you'd like to know. Just hangs up. It's like I don't know what to say because I don't know my own fucking name. But
Just for fun, roll me a wits check.
it's kind of like, oh, fucking yes.
Oh my god, it occurs to you, like you kind of get flustered and you say that much, you kind of click. You didn't leave a number.
Of course, she didn't leave a number.
Okay, well, you just
Look,
leave this cryptic message.
look. There was logic as she thought about this, and then realized that the logic she had is totally crumpled by the fact that they didn't actually answer. It's just kind of like, fuck. Because the idea going through her mind, just to explain it to you, I feel like now it needs a bit of explanation. Is that sense of paranoia, that sense of like just unsurety, uneasiness, calling on her actual phone? People can find that out pretty quickly. You know what? She's not somebody that wants to be really interrogated right now. Got a few things going on, so at least talking to somebody on a payphone would be a little bit easier. Instead, it turned into a weird cryptic message that's just kind of like sigh, okay. Kind of angrily hangs up like, fuck.
Poor quota marks Jane. But hey, you've got a tooth.
Oh yeah, it's great. Can't wait to use it.
Oh, it's all fun and games until I find a way to actually make you use a tooth.
I believe
Oh
I'm going to be
god.
searching for one.
All right, buddy. Well,
But
your phone plan has backfired. Whatever shall you do?
with the backfiring of that and the distinct lack of fucking anything with this, slightly defeated, somewhat deflated, she will start to make her way back towards the hospital. Actually, no, fuck. My bad, I forgot. Where is that place? Google. Google. Oh, Google. You're gonna Google Maps the shelter.
Oh yeah, the youth shelter.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I forgot about it too.
We're very. You know what? I I aspire to one day be a real goldfish. Um, but yeah, you pull it up on Google, and again you get a dotted line. I assume you just kind of orient and start walking.
Yep. Just like with her tooth in her bag.
Everyone will know. Not about the wad of cash, but the mysterious tooth.
But the tooth.
That's what's really gonna get you.
Yeah, she'll make her way towards the shelter. How far away is it actually?
We'll say it's another good. I think logically, probably a good 20 minutes walk in the same direction.
Away from the hospital?
Yeah.
Sweet, okay.
So off you set, boldly going.
Not so bold anymore.
Oh well, you know, going anyways. To this place in this nice little pamphlet, and thankfully, again, you started on a decent side of town. You seem to be staying on a decent side of town. That's probably why they had such a fancy dancy looking pamphlet and whatnot. That's probably why they had such a nice picture of a building on the pamphlet. And you do, in fact, stay in pretty nice areas. There's a lot of trees in this city, especially once you get out past like the properly urban stuff. But even there's a lot of trees planted. But you get out past that to where there's even more greenery, shocking amount of greenery for a city. But you wander on and it gets more into what look like private businesses, basically where these were probably people's homes at one point, but they've been God, I can't remember any of my words today. Fuck that word anyways.
Convert.
But yeah. Can't believe all my words are escaping me. But whatever the case, they're essentially small businesses now and whatnot. You pass at least one school, and as you're going along, it stays not it doesn't get residential before you get to this nice building with a little bit of a lawn. It looks like if there's any real extensive property, it's probably in the back and is definitely fenced off with a nice tall fence. But I mean, at least what little bit of front yard there's, nice shrubbery and whatnot. It's very manicured and tidy. And of course, the name is emblazoned on a big sign out front. By out front, I mean like 10 steps away from the door. The front yard doesn't extend very far before you hit sidewalk.
And what's the name?
I don't remember. I told you last time.
Because I'm a bastard.
You can go back and watch the other scene. Remember yourself. Jerk. It is, and I quote, that one I mentioned last time.
Sweet. I like that one that one you mentioned last time. So is the gate closed, or like is it high fence, or
it's basically there's the back is fenced, the front is reasonably open. There's it's just a nice grassy little lead up. There's a sidewalk coming up either side to the front door. It definitely doesn't look like it doesn't look like a residential door per se. This definitely looks like, it's got the double doors so you could go in like business style.
She just at a moment, I just stood there looking at it, looking through the pamphlet, and the building on the front. Looks at the pamphlet, looks at the building, looks at the
Very
pamphlet.
snazzy.
Does it look quite similar?
It does, in fact.
And just because in the pamphlet, uh, what ages do they take up to? What does it not say?
It's basically they do on a case by case take older refugees, but it's usually teenagers and runaways, people who are kicked out of their homes, whatever. Like you saw in the pamphlet, they do things like they aid legally in like emancipation processes for people who have homes they can't return to. It's pretty clear that most of what they get is either teenagers or very, very young adults who are in nasty situations. Like they advertise having, childcare so that people can go out and get jobs and whatnot.
Totally. But with that in mind, she'll just take a deep breath and start walking towards the front door.
You walk slowly, surely, as if in a dream, floating towards the front door. No, you walk up a couple steps. It's a big, whitewashed door. Do you open the door?
Well, is it a door that is to be opened, or is it a door to be knocked at?
I mean, to all appearances, like there's a little business sign on it that has like office hours, but I mean, it's just a door, chilling.
But Katie, my meaning is, if you look at like two different, like if you look at a knocking door, know it's a knocking door.
No, this is definitely an opening door as opposed to a knocking door.
There's
no knockers or anything.
You know what I mean, though. When you look at the door and like, this is the door I need to knock at. Or this is a door I can just walk straight fucking in.
Yeah, this doesn't, again, the front face of this building does not look like residential. Doesn't look like you need to knock.
Nah, it looks, okay. I imagine like some form of like clinic-y kind of feel to it. Very, very standard. Businessy, but not too businessy.
Yeah, it's that little bit of like, it's businessy enough that you get the idea, but they're trying to look homey. They're trying.
Totally. Yeah, she'll just open the door and step in.
Mm-hmm. You pop the little handle, push in the door, step inside. It's a little bit weighted, you can tell as you're going in, so it'll swing shut behind you. And behold, the foyer. Basically what you walk into is, I mean, it's not a sitting room per se. Like, there are places to sit, but it's not one of those places where you get the impression you're supposed to walk in and just sit around for hours on end. It actually looks like reasonably lived in. The furniture is a little weathered, as if people are in and out with some frequency. So it's not hospital-like in that it's not like perfectly spick and span and so fucking sanitized. This is stuff that's seen like some understandable wear. There is a desk off to the side. I do not have on hand a picture of a random person at a desk, so you'll just have to imagine that there is, we'll say a young man there with, his little specs on, bent over, whatever, little bit of paperwork, got the computer offside. Actually, he's probably pretending that he's doing paperwork and putzing on his phone, like you do.
Totally. But I do have to say then, since you have just made that claim, you fetched pictures before we did the scene, right?
I have fetched some pictures, yes.
You've used none of them. And he, with that in mind, I have avoided them all.
You have. So carefully.
And with that...
This is how you know you're making me make shit up. I don't have anything. Look at this beautiful cityscape. Fucking scenic.
Yeah. But still. Now you know how it feels, Katie. But still, she'll make her way up to the guy at the desk. And is it like, I assume it's like a reception desk of sorts, so it's not like down below. It's like, about waist height.
Yeah, it's a reception desk, and there's a dude like plopped down behind it. You can see him. It's not that fucking tall.
Oh no, of course it's not a brick wall. And it's like, does he look up or anything?
Yeah. After you've taken a couple steps in, he kind of glances up like, what? And, upon realizing, well, he kind of glances up casually, starts to drop his eyes again, and is like, oh, like when he realizes you are a new person and someone he doesn't recognize. You're not just like his boss coming in from, I don't know, very late lunch, very early dinner, who knows. Um, and he starts, pulling himself up, straightens his shirt out a bit. He's got a little button up shirt. Look at him all dressed to impress, I guess. Is he, well, that rhymed more than I thought it was going to. And he kind of steps forward, does the very classic kind of adjust of glasses, like you do. He's like, oh, hello. How can I help you? Did you need some information? Did you need a place to stay?
She kind of like looking around nervously, like as you do, just twirling up the pamphlet, just rolling it into a roll in her hand, just kind of spinning it around. She just looks up at him. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna need somewhere to stay.
All right. Well, give me 1 second. And he starts kind of shoving papers around. It's basically the idea that it's not that they are wholly unprepared. It's just that, well, that there was no warning or anything, and there's probably only so frequent that people just walk in the door out of nowhere. So in all of a moment, um, he's pulled over a notebook. I'm like, all right, why don't we go sit down? And he kind of gestures over to where there's seating area. You can hear, by the way. In fact, I will get a perception alertness to see how much you get off this area.
Oh yes, background noise. 2 successes.
2 successes. This place definitely has more people in it. This is obviously kind of the front room, so people do go in and out, but it's not constantly occupied. But like you can hear beyond that, there's chatter, there's footsteps. There, it's not like an unholy racket, but the place is lived in. It is occupied. Most of the voices sound either somewhere from like his age to your age to maybe even a bit younger. He is, for the record, not a lot older than you are, if you're a guessing person, even though, what age you are is kind of in the wind right now. And yeah, he just comes around the desk with a little notebook and a little pen. And I mean, there's probably a clipboard situation he could move up to, but he seems to have forsaken that for the moment and, kind of gestures as he's coming around to the pamphlet, goes and sits on one of the couches. Can I ask how you heard about us?
From just kind of lifts up the pamphlet. It's rolled up,
Mm-hmm.
without the tension on it now. It's kind of curled up, like at the sides. Uh, Found it at the hospital.
Oh, it's a shame. It is. I don't want to pry if it's uncomfortable, but can I ask what kind of situation you're coming out of?
If I knew, I would tell you. Is the best way to put it.
Hold on a second. There's a knock at my door. Be right back.
What?
It was the mailman.
Oh,
When they have a box, they bring it to the door and they knock.
well, yes, they tend to do that.
They do. It turns out, tend to do that. And so, the fuck was happening? Oh, that's right. Asked about your situation. You said if I knew, I would tell you. And there's kind of a concerned crease at the brows. If you knew?
All I know is that I've apparently got a heavy case of amnesia. And I can't remember anything before I got to the hospital.
All right. Do you remember a name?
You could try and see the internal sigh of, you're really not going to like this. The only thing I've been using so far is Jane.
Oh. Oh.
The kind of like tongue in the back of the teeth, mouth open, nod, just like, yeah.
Well, then I suppose in that case, is there anything you would prefer to go by? Or are you sticking with Jane?
I don't know what I prefer. I think, Jane's okay.
He just kind of shrugs readily enough. All right. Well, at least for now. And he does glance at the clock to just kind of see roughly what time it is. Shrugs. I will set you up with a room, Jane, and we'll see how we can help you in the long run. And he just kind of like, I'll even let you kind of P&E him. Why don't you throw that at him?
P&E, I'm good at that. Of course we're going to do it.
Do it.
Did it. 3 successes.
He is trying to be like, oh yeah, it's perfect. I know we do this all the time. I mean, straight up, flat out amnesia is a new one for him. You get the impression that maybe he's even like kind of throwing around the idea in his head that it's kind of, and I don't want to talk about it, so this is my cover kind of situation. He's weighing that up, like how honest it is, not in a suspicious or malicious kind of way. Just, I mean, either that's a new one in that I haven't encountered it before, or that's a new one as far as cover stories go. Really,
She kind of catches that, and if you want, you can ask the hospital.
if you can get the hospital to release your records, it might help us help you, but it is entirely up to you. Medical records are private.
They are, but considering I don't technically have medical records, because I don't know who I am.
He just kind of shrugs. We've had any number of kids come in with no story that they're willing to share off the bat. This is no worse than that. A little more anomalous, maybe, but it doesn't keep us from helping you. Do you feel all right?
A little uneasy, nervous, and it's just weird.
I imagine it would be. Well, my name's Scott, and he kind of offers his hand.
And she'll just, takes a minute. She will shake his hand.
And for what it's worth, he's got a nice, a warm hand and a reasonably soft handshake. He's not like wussing you out, but he's trying not to overdo it on the physical contact after the hesitation. And so he gives a brief little shake and promptly, lets your hand go. Let me just check the roster and check the rooms real fast. And, he kind of points over his shoulder back to the desk. And unless you look especially doubtful or flighty as a result, we'll go ahead to ease up and walk around.
She sits there. It's kind of like twiddling her thumbs, like, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Holy shit.
Yep. And he goes around and he fiddles for a bit with the computer and finally pulls open a drawer. And when he does come back around, we'll first, well, actually, he won't come back around. He'll kind of pat the desk to get you to glance over and then kind of gesture you close, like kind of go to gesture you back over towards the desk.
She'll get up, pick up a bag, and walk over.
I know this will sound strange, but do you mind if we take your picture? We don't have much else to keep a record with, but if anything happens to you, we like to have some sort of record of who you are and that you're here. Or that you were here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be fine.
All right. He kind of attempts a reassuring grin and gives a bit of a nod, pokes up his glasses again. And, he does that thing they do in any real establishment, like where they need to quickly take your picture for something, any sort of official doodad. And he pretty much just grabs a little webcam from next to the computer and pops it up on the desk. There's literally a piece of tape there with like camera written on it to show exactly like where to sit it so it's at the proper angle and whatnot. And he just plops it there, fiddles it a bit so it's in line with the piece of tape, and turns back around to the computer, casts a glance over his shoulder, kind of grinning faintly, trying a little, at least, to be reassuring, to be chill about it. I mean, you can smile if you want. You want me to count?
Just the kind of like, I go to say something, just if you really want to. Half smile.
Oh, there you go. And he turns around and is like, all right, and 1, 2, 3. And then you hear a little click as he clicks the mouse.
Just an awkward smile. Like,
Beautiful. All right. Well, here you go, Jane. And he'll hand you up basically a little folder. It's basically like kind of that cardstock weight paper folder. It's obviously got some pamphlets in it, some flyers in it, whatnot, probably a couple other things. And there is no shit, just a little door key taped to the front. And Jane has been written on it in marker. And he's like, all right. He flips it open for a second. We've got some rules for staying here. Obviously, no drinking, no drugs, no... Nah, he'll just be like, no drinking, no drugs, the usual kind of thing. There's a right up here. There's a schedule here. Cafeteria is open at this time. Kind of flips through, points out a couple pages, and then flicks it shut again and, slides it over. All right. Your room number is right on the key there. You can go through this door here, and he kind of turns around to point over his shoulder, where, just off. Basically, there's 2 doors to either side of this kind of entrance area. Can go in on that side, can go in over there. Both lead kind of to the same roundabout walkway. Feel free to walk around and have a look. Just obviously don't try to go into anyone else's room. All of the shared rooms are labeled. and you're good to go, at least for now. And
And
we'll talk with you some more. And
how much is this gonna cost?
we're a nonprofit. It's
It's
free.
kind of like raises an eyebrow. It's like, huh?
We have some very generous sponsors and donators. We are in part funded by the city. But for you, this is free. The whole point is to offer it to people who have nowhere else to go. You obviously, I mean, no one can stay here forever. The hope is that we can get you back on your feet, help you find work, help you find a place to stay that's more permanent. But for now, one day at a time.
Yeah, one day at a time. Thanks.
He again, tries that awkward, reassuring smile and just kind of gestures off to the door, and uh, we'll kind of start to sit down and be like, oh, and there is a phone number on the little card in there, and there is also we have a wired in phone so that you can pick it up, and there will be a card to tell you there too which number will get you to the front desk, which number will get you to different functions. So if you need anything, you just pick up that phone and hit 1, or you call the number on the card, and there will almost always be someone up front.
She nods again. There's kind of like a bit of a half smile. She'll go through the door and walk down the halls, exploring.
Yeah, you go exploring. It's a lot like walking into an apartment building. It's actually pretty clean. Like I said, you're in a pretty good side of town. Um, it's in fact really clean. There's little mats in front of the doors. You can tell the people who have been here longer. They've got their own little welcome mats. Um, some people have put little decorations on their front door and what have you. But it's a lot like you'd expect in like apartments or a dorm type situation. In fact, probably more akin to a dorm type situation. Um, and again, it's the the hall kind of goes in a big U shape almost between those two doors. There is an elevator. You see, the door for a staircase. There's a couple floors.
Yeah, she will try and find her door that matches up with the key, preferably by the number.
Preferably by the number. Let's see. Let's just leave this one entirely to chance because oh, your number starts with a 2. So you do hazard a guess as you walk around that your room is on the second floor because all of these start with 1s.
Uh-huh. And so she will go to the elevator. Kind of make her way halfway around to where the elevator is. Look at the thing like, oh yeah. Oh, I'm on. Oh, good. Second floor. Press the button. Just kind of wait there for a second.
Do that awkward little dance you do while you're waiting for the elevator.
Yep.
And sure enough, there's a ding. Doors open. You have an elevator.
Wonderful. She just steps inside. How many floors are there actually?
Oh,
how many floors can this elevator get to, should I ask?
This elevator can get to the first floor, the second floor, and a basement floor.
Sweet. Just information. Second floor it is. Away.
Yes. You boldly rise an entire floor. And yeah. It may occur to you that the elevator seems kind of redundant for a 2-story building, but I mean, maybe there's a purpose for it. And
Katie. Disabled access. God.
It's also big enough to like let someone in with a handful of kids, people with their cots, the groceries, the what have you.
Yeah, in other words, this is a big fucking elevator.
Yeah, it's a pretty big elevator. High capacity. And yeah, you go up until you hear a little ding. The doors kind of slowly swoosh open, and you are in a almost identical hallway, albeit with different decorations on some of the doors and different little welcome mats.
And she will step out, look down at the key. And which number?
We will put you in 217, which
Just
I
kind
will
of look.
promptly forget by the next game.
Probably, but I should remember it now. But she will look around and just kind of like finding which way the numbers count. I assume they count whichever way and start walking that way. Like, huh?
Yep. You putter, putter, putter along, and sure enough, finally, you come to your destination, a door with 217. Put on with
Que-
stickers.
question, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Very important.
Very important.
Is the door locked?
Do you try the door?
Yeah, why not?
It is in fact locked.
But I have the key,
You do have the key!
and thus I prevail on the locked door.
You do.
But yeah, she'll pull out the key out the folder. Try not to drop anything because you know how awkward it is to try and get keys out of the plastic folders when it's shit in them as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just yeah, turn it, open it.
You open the door, and you're faced with a pretty generic kind of, like I said, kind of a dorm style room. There is a simple little bed in there. There is some space. There is like a mini fridge. There is, there's some counter space. It's not a ton, but like at least you have let's see. Let's see just how ritzy this shit is. No such luck. You do not have a bathroom in your room. It's a shared bathroom situation. But yeah, it's essentially, a reasonably sizable little dorm room that is all yours. Got a little table, got a little TV, got a little phone, got a mini fridge. It's all yours. It's even got a little freezer in the tap.
Fucking yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's certainly not a decorated place, but it's reasonably well appointed. There's another fucking welcome pamphlet sitting on the counter when you walk in.
Same one.
I mean, maybe.
It's not even gonna bother. Yeah, she just kind of looks around, like nods, like, yes, this is good. Step in the right direction, at least.
It is.
And is there a wardrobe in here?
You mean a closet?
I mean, a wardrobe. Fucking Americans.
I mean, there's a closet, no wardrobe, though.
Look. What? I'll still go open the closet, check for monsters.
Let me roll. No. There are no monsters in your closet yet.
Yeah. Wow,
not yet.
foreboding.
There is even a little dresser in there. Because most people don't especially want to hang their unmentionables.
Fucking Americans. Alright, but
why gotta be that way?
Nothing. Just get a wardrobe. Anyway.
Nobody uses wardrobes.
Everybody uses wardrobes.
Literally nobody uses wardrobes.
Literally everybody.
We have dressers and we have closets.
Wardrobes and desk of drawers.
No.
Yes.
Get out.
No.
Damn it.
But still, she will.
I guess you can stay.
Damn right. She will, in fact. If there is a place kind of like a top shelf or something, she'll reach into a bag full of just the amount of shit that she piled into it, as well as the tooth. She'll just dig out some of the money, like some decent amount, like $100 or something like that.
Ooh, actually, give me an alertness check.
Oh shit. One.
That is enough. It is not hidden that well. As you're like rooting around, like you glance up, you're like, okay, sweet, a shelf, and you're rooting around for your cash, and you realize as you're glancing past the little dresser that's on one side of the closet, You realize there is some space between it and the shelf, and in that space is what looks, for all the world, like a very small little safe for personal belongings. Got a little key in it and everything.
Just as she gets it out, it counts the money out, looks up, it's like the best sigh of relief of, yes. And she will, in fact, take out the money. Take out the tooth as well. You ain't carrying that around, that's
Your
weird.
most precious belongings.
She'll put all that, no, how much money is there here?
Oh, Lord, let me look real fast.
I believe one resources dot is like, if it is one resources dot, I believe that's like, I want to say about 1,000, I think.
Let me look real fast. Backgrounds, resources. Oh, well, this doesn't help much, but yeah, it's liquidated down to like maybe 1,000. I will correct that probably once I find something that properly actually gives me a number.
I know of a table, I just can't remember where it is. I will find it later.
Yeah, the one I have is obnoxiously vague.
I have a really good one somewhere. I'll have to dig it up.
Yes, we will use that.
But yes, there is money. Lots of it.
Yeah, surprising amount for someone to be just carrying around in their purse all willy-nilly.
Exactly. That's the
weirdo.
point. But she'll take 100 out of it. But
Okay.
keep that on her. And actually, question. Katie.
Yes.
Is it a purse or is it a wallet?
It is a purse. The cash was just kind of folded in half and jammed in there. There's no wallet.
As in, like...
credit card, just...
Are we talking, like, fancy, like, really girly purse, or, like, what?
It's basically like a big, like, your satchel / purse situation.
So, like, the money was just in the bag?
Yeah.
Get the money in the bag.
Pretty much.
Sweet. No, just with a sense, like, maybe this will help me tell me what kind of person I am. If it was like a wallet, okay. Or if it was like a pink leopard print purse, It
I
says
regret not taking the opportunity to give you that, but no.
It says things about who you are. But no, I just think having understanding now that it was just dumped in the bottom of the bag.
It also says something about who you are, that you have an easy $1,000 just folded and shoved in the bottom of a bag.
She might be repressing those thoughts right now, but currently there's more things to think about. There is just easily $1,000, half of it kind of neatly pressed up, the rest of it kind of crumpled, just thrown in there. That, raises some questions.
Mm-hmm.
But you will take 100 and put the rest in the safe, lock it, take the key.
Yep. You have a key. You have 2 keys now.
2 keys. Yeah. And she'll start to make her way out.
Yep. You walk back out into your illustrious, or at least serviceable, kind of dorm room situation. You've got a little table to sit at. You got a little side table. You got a little TV and a bed.
And by walk out, I mean she'll just do this, shut the door in the closet, look around and start walking out the room.
All right. Walk out the room.
Because step 1 is complete. Shut the door, lock the door behind her.
Good man.
And she'll start making her way down.
Go back downstairs.
Back to reception.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still sitting at the sitting behind the counter. He kind of pops his head up when you walk out the door. Offers the same kind of awkward, friendly smile and a wave.
And she, the half smile, as she comes around to the front, I'm just gonna go back to the hospital and I'll see if I can get that stuff. Just to, help out a bit.
Oh, all right.
I've got to actually tell them I'm leaving.
That might be a good idea, yes. Kind of nodding like it. Yes.
I'll, gotta play it safe. Not gonna leave myself with no bed. Just kind of shrugs like, yeah.
He just kind of shrugs and nods like, makes sense, essentially.
All right. Oh, I will be back soon.
All right. Did you have a number you wanted us to reach you at? Do, I don't know, a curfew call or anything? If you're out past a certain time, check on you, anything like that?
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got my phone. Question, Katie, because semi comedic, actually semi. This will mean something. Can she remember her phone number off the top of her head or not? Is that something she can or can't remember? I would take it as can't, but I have to ask.
I would think no.
All right, she goes to like say it and then it kind of stops.
It's yeah, it's definitely one of those. You feel like you should, but you don't.
Then he'll see like the reaction of like it's not really the it's not really like panic. It's more confusion as she like starts to say like goes to start speaking, stops and kind of like purses her lips a bit. It's like, ooh. And she pulls out her phone. Don't know, going through it. Finds the number. Holds it out.
Yeah, he won't. If he noticed the slip, he does not comment. But yeah, he will glance over, attentively and type it into the computer, where he, in theory, has like made a little record of you checking in. All right, gotcha.
All right. And she just, just kind of nods and starts walking out fairly quickly.
Yep. Oh, bye. Like awkward wave. Yep. You escape.
Yeah, she'll start making her way back to the hospital, if need be, using the Google map here.
That probably helps once you get further along.
Another thing that I don't think I did, but now it's coming to me, that might help. Are there any messages in the phone? Any contacts saved or anything like that?
Um, there are. There are absolutely contacts saved in the phone.
Are there a lot of contacts or only a few contacts?
I mean, there's a reasonable number. Like, there's probably a good 20 people in there. Most of them are names. Like, one of them is Mom. One of them is Heart.
Just to kind of realize
Heart, kissy face, Heart. Like,
this kind of look of quirks her brow. And the fact that, she's been, for all intents and purposes, radio silent for however long. What, like 4 days now, is it? If not more. At least while she's been awake. And there's been no messages incoming, right?
uh-huh.
And again, it's just walking along following the map because the app is a beautiful thing that kind of minimizes on the phone screen to the top right. You can still follow it. Kind of looks through it, and are there any still saved messages in there, or are they just all blank, text?
There's conversations, but I mean, you're you kind of pick one at random and scroll through it, pick another one at random, scroll through it. Obviously none of them are recent, and more to the point, you're kind of looking at them and quirking around and be like, man, that doesn't sound like me. I would never say that.
All right. look, this she's feeling ways, but these are some questions that I know you might be pulling out of your ass. That's fine. But when was the most recent conversation? What was the last one? To who?
Let's see. Texts.
Texts.
Most recent is a group text with 3 other names in it.
One of those are the names. I'm so sorry.
But are you really though?
I know what I'm doing, but it will help.
Let me quickly actually take note of some of the bullshit I've been saying. I'm gonna be that guy. It's Tom, Dick, and Harry. That's legit.
Just give me 1 sec. I'm back. Sorry.
Gasp.
Scene of interruption today.
It's
Digging.
okay.
What?
I'm allowed to.
I never said you weren't. Did I say you weren't allowed?
But you said scene of interruption.
Yeah, because we've been interrupted a lot.
Oh, but
Not just me. You're interrupting again.
I'm just going to leave the door open and interrupt even more.
Piss off.
No, that's it. I'm leaving it open.
Oh my god. Good job, I love you, innit?
That's what I think.
A good fucking job, I love you, innit? Shut the door. Please.
You need to get off your arms. Next time. You shut the door, mate.
Come on. Go on. Alright, I'm back.
I'm back too.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, this is great for me.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Where? See? You fucking bastard.
What the fuck?
You guys are so sweet.
Yeah, what from there anyway. Did you like that?
That's a good job, I fucking love you, innit? Go on, get out.
I only just saved you some drink.
Get out. Go on.
It needs to go in the bin.
It will do when I go downstairs.
Make sure it does.
Out.
Done. Need the door open.
I can see you there. Shut the fucking door. Come on.
Majestic.
I know I can see your shadow on the bottom of the door. Alright. Alright, okay. Where was I?
I'm
Asking you horrific information to make up on the spot. Yes.
yes.
Because I understand this pain. But this is I know I'm being Satan right now, but
Yeah, the
you know
names
what?
are Tom, Dick, and Harry. Those are their names.
literally,
Nothing.
sweet. And Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna need a notepad now for this.
That's what you get. And
And
we
that-
both need notepads.
Tom, Dick, Harry. All right. What was the last thing that was said then in that chat? Since it was the most recent thing, and when was it? When was? How long ago was it? First of all,
How long has it been? You said 4 days?
I think it's 4 days since she's woken up.
Yeah. So it's from like 4, so like 5 days. Last message is where the fuck are you? It's like evening-ish. Like 11 something.
Shit. All right. So it's kind of just walking back, the sudden realization of why didn't I do this earlier? Scrolling through, like, what kind of messages are being sent in this chat then?
For the most part, it looks like a bunch of bro dudes planning to go out and drink. Go fucking party. Get them some ladies. It's painfully bro dude.
Painfully, bro, dude.
It's painfully bro dude.
All right. And because there is, right, question, because it was only specified one of them. Obviously, there's mom. Is there dad?
No.
No dad. Kind of like, like she's onto something, the kind of look, because she's still following the maps, still, paying attention somewhat to the crossings, just decide what not so much, because, hey, it's just there, and you just walk on it, on the side of the walk. Great. And obviously, going to Mum. Let's see what the last message is sent that way.
Let's see. For ma'am. Let's see. I'm gonna say for Mom, it's asking how college is still going, and him being. I mean, it's pretty short clipped answers. Recognizably, the go away answers.
Totally.
But it's definitely Mom, like, oh, how's school? Etc. It's literally just your generic mom convo while her baby boy's away at college.
Baby boy?
I mean, unless you are big on the bro duties and talking about getting them ladies in a conversation, yes. I mean, you might be talking about getting them ladies in a conversation with 3 other dudes, but
it's kind of the realization of, oh, like it was getting someone and suddenly just wall. Like this there wasn't even like the genuine kind of, oh fuck. What? And then like, oh wait, no, shit, fuck. But yeah, again, that trail left in the dumps. But still, as the flitz of panic flies up, and is eventually ended abruptly by a quick look down. That's just one of the things of where I'm glad I caught on to that, because I was trying to picture this in my head, and obviously being not a female myself, it's kind of hard to just go, all right, I was saying this, and then, wait? I mean, like, that's totally normal. Hold on a minute, wait, no. All right, that's cool. But yes, she will then go through the sudden realization of all these and stop deleting it.
you go through, and in fact, you even find out that you can hold down one of the messages, and little boxes pop up next to all of them, and you can just scroll down, going click, 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 click.
I mean, she will go through one by one and delete the chats one by one, just because of the fact of, semi-useful information, maybe. But still, like, if it's recent stuff, like, delete content, just wipe everything.
Yep.
Yeah, and by this time, she kind of appears like at the front of the hospital, back onto the college grounds, but just for the sheer mass of people, she'll make her way back to the hospital, like the entrance she came out of even.
You walk into the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, she'll walk up to reception.
You walk up to reception. There is the very nice receptionist at reception. All right. Look. Yeah, there is some generic female receptionist.
Beautiful.
And she kind of glances up. Oh, how can I help you?
I'd like to shit, I can't even remember the fucking term.
Check out.
Is it just check out? I thought it was something else, but sure. I think that's a bit more. That's a bit hotelish, but sure.
It is. It's the wrong term, but it's the one we're using.
All right. Check out the hospital. Yeah, I like to, check out.
There is a pause and a blink, and kind of a glance at the door, like, wait. A glance at her, and
it kind of shows her wrist, like the band.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Here, just flip that over for me. And she has you flip your wrist over. There is no shit like they have little barcodes on them now. And she just grabs a scanner and, quickly scans it until it bloops. And turns a glance over to the screen. Jane. There's a pause, and she pulls a little bit of a face. Have you managed to make contact with any family? Have you... are you sure you're all right?
I got a place to stay at one of the local shelters. Just didn't want to, take up the room.
Your thoughtfulness is very much appreciated. All right. Did you want to leave any contact information?
Yeah. Yeah. I got a phone number.
All right.
And obviously she actually makes it pulling out one of the pamphlets she got for the place. Like, I'm here. Goes onto the phone. This is my number.
Totally my number. All right. Yeah, she kind of glances over, seems to at least fleetingly recognize the pamphlet, kind of squints at it for a second, like, okay, yeah. And starts click-clacking away. And after a pause, kind of clicks into what you gotta imagine is maybe a chat or something, and finally looks up and goes, all right, well, we will settle up with you and them there. But for now, you're good to go. Kind of a helpless shrug.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, we'll follow up on it later. Just take care of yourself, okay?
Okay. She kind of like start smiles awkwardly, like I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, you make good your escape.
Yeah. And as she returns her way back, unless there's anything horrific jumping out at her.
Nah, you're on a decent side of town and it's not late enough for that.
I think that would be a good place to call that scene of interruption.
For now. For now, we shall call it a day, but soon, the closet monster will arrive. No. And there we will close this scene.